Hey everyone, it's time to talk 8th edition Warhammer 40K. Hey everyone, welcome to another video. As always, my name is Jay, and in this video I'm going to talk about the release date, possible release date, I should say with a grain of salt, possible release date and the confirmed rules from Adepticon of Warhammer 40K 8th edition. You see everyone, Warhammer 40K 8th edition is coming up. However, it's going to be a little bit of, it's not immediate, obviously. The big thing that I got from Adepticon, first of all, the next big thing for Warhammer 40K is actually Armageddon, which comes out next week. I knew that was going to come out. I was going to make a video of it, but I decided not to, seeing as the announcement already happened. And that's okay. And then so that's the big thing that'll come out for the next little while. The release date, and this is, as I said, take it with a grain of salt. But I was told by multiple, I'd say reliable sources at Adepticon that the release date of 8th edition, Warhammer 40K, is going to be in June. Now, one of them even went so far as to say that June 10th will be an amazing day for 40K. Now, that could be the release date, that could be the date that the announcement happens, which tends to happen about a week in advance, so it could be the 17th. But after I was told this, I know recently a bunch of other documents have popped up saying about the 10th, so as I said, take it with a grain of salt, but my guess is right now, June 10th, Saturday, June 10th, is going to be the release date of Warhammer 40K 8th edition. Am I right? I don't know. As I said, I don't know if necessarily I'm going to be right about this one. It's not confirmed to date, but everyone did say June, and as I said, I think June 10th might be the answer. So, cool. We saw a couple months away. Yeah, 2.5 months left of playing 7th edition. Now, the 8th edition 40K rules, the things that I've been told are interesting. Now, obviously, you might have seen this in other videos as well, the information that I'm going to relay today, but I'm going to say the same information because it was all confirmed. And, well, a couple parts weren't, but in things. So, this was all confirmed eventually, but not in all the same things. So I went to a few events at Adepticon. I went to the studio preview. I went to the rules writing session with Robin Krudas, and I just talked to some Games Workshop employees. I had a bunch of candid conversations, and I got a bunch of information. So the first thing let's discuss. The first thing about Warhammer 40K 8th edition is obviously the rules regarding army building. And inspired by the General's Handbook for Age of Sigmar, they've decided that they're going to do a variety of ways to make your army. There's a narrative way, a competitive way, and a third way, I forget the name. But basically, there's a bunch of different ways that you can create your army fluff-wise or narrative campaign-wise or competitive-wise and get bonuses for each one. So that allows for a few things. And I actually think it's really cool. Basically, it allows your army to be built in a variety of ways and fun themes and still have a fun competitive game. That's pretty nice. So one person can bring a really competitive list with a very few bonuses. Other person can bring a very narrative theme list with some bonuses, and it actually could mean a close game in the end, and that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. The next thing is obviously we're going to talk about is the phases of the game and changes to each one. The first one is the movement phase, which is going to stay the same. From basically everything I heard, it's going to stay the same for movement, the psychic phase, shooting phase, assault phase. Makes sense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I really like the psychic phase, as do a lot of people, so I'm not really that surprised that it's not going to change too much. Apparently, the ways that Deny the Witches rolled might... we'll talk about that after. So, first thing, movement phase. Now, the big thing about the movement phase is that in current 7th edition, the type of model that it is basically determines the movement speed, right? Infantry moves 6 inches. Jump can move 12 inches, for example. Bikes can move 12 inches as well. This will be removed in 8th edition, meaning each individual unit will have its own movement characteristic. We're going back to 2nd edition for a lot of these rules, people, and that's okay. So basically, once again, you're going to have to learn a lot more of the rules regarding your army, but that means that not all infantry are going to be the same speed. Maybe Gene Stealers are going to be faster. Pretty cool. Space Marines might be slower. Orcs might be faster. You know, I think I really like this because it allows some more versatility and more independent rules. I like more rules in this case. I don't think everyone has to be the same speed if there's the same type of model. You know, I really think that's good. Plus, it might help other armies get more into combat, which we'll talk about later. It's going to be crazy. Next phase, Psychic phase. Now, what I've been told is the Psychic phase will be pretty similar to what it was before. However, Deny the Witch rules will slightly change. Maybe there'll be different bonuses and such. It might be easier to deny for those armies that don't have a lot of Psychic defense. So, pretty cool stuff there. The Shooting phase. The big thing about the Shooting phase is they're bringing back save modifiers. So this is once again an old rule, like 2nd and 3rd edition 40K, where depending on the type of gun, it wasn't an AP value, it was a save modifier. So what this does is, basically, let's take an example of a heavy bolter going against a Space Marine in 7th edition 40K. Heavy bolter, AP5. Space Marine, sorry, AP4. Space Marine has 3-up armor. AP is higher than armor value, no effect. Space Marine rolls 3-ups and can keep going. In 8th edition, for example, they could have a heavy bolter being a -1 save modifier, or a -2, probably a -1. So in this particular case, Space Marines would roll 3-up, -1, 4-up. So it's a 4-up, decreasing the chances that a Space Marine would survive. Being an Orc player, you basically learn that you'll never roll another dice again for armor saves. It happens. Not like you ever did before, because a lot of things went through 6-up armor, but basically with save modifiers, you never have to worry. You just pick up a model, it's dead. You can't roll a 7 on a d6. Cool. That's the big thing regarding the Shooting phase, right? That's gonna bring a lot of impact. So Space Marine players are going to find that their Space Marines may not be survivable as much as it was before. Same with the other armies like Eldar, who have 3-up armor saves and 4-up armor saves, right? Basically, Orcs, Tyranids are going to die just as quickly. Happens. And Imperial Guard, dead. So it'll make things faster. Next we have the Assault phase. Now, the big thing that I heard about the Assault phase, and this is really cool, this was hinted at in the rules preview, but then I got confirmation from a Games Workshop employee. The big thing about the rules for the assault phase is that apparently whoever assaults first goes first. It's kind of like a Hammer of Wrath. It's pretty cool. So whoever assaults first will get plus to their initiative, or will get to go first. I heard they get to go first entirely. This is huge. So armies like Tyranids with Gene Stealers, or Orcs, assaulty armies that are really not survivable. If you assault with a bunch of boys, you get to go first, and you don't just for that turn. I've been told just for the first round, and then it goes to the initiative characteristic of the model. Basically, I was told so. Like if a squad of boys assaults a squad of Space Marines, they get to go first, including Unwieldy. That's insane. That's what I've been told, and this is pretty much confirmed. But we'll see what happens, obviously, when the rules get released. But that is huge. So that means your Knob with a Power Claw can not only accept challenges, but kill his opponent before he gets killed back. That's huge, right? That makes a Knob with a Power Claw a much more viable option. Squads of 10 boys is a much more viable option. Huge. That's huge, right? That's some big that's some big stuff. That's some big stuff. So that's great. And that's the big thing in the assault phase, is that whoever assaults gets to go first during the turn of assault. That'll make you be a lot more aggressive. That's also good that like you can assault Imperial Knight. That'll help take down some Wraith Knights, I think, because if like an Imperial Knight assaults a Wraith Knight, then it gets to go first and possibly stomp the Wraith Knight into the ground. It's pretty cool. And lastly, another bit of information that I got was leadership tests are going to change. Specifically morale checks, but I heard it was leadership tests in general, but it could be morale checks in general. Basically, they are going to be equivalent to kind of demonic possession in its current form. What basically will happen is you take your leadership minus the number of casualties you took during that phase. Roll a leadership check, and how many you fail by will be the number of wounds against the squad. So if a squad of Space Marines, leadership 9. 3 of them die, you're a leadership 6. You roll an 8 on your leadership check, 2 die. Or 2 wounds that you have to roll against. I think it's probably just going to be 2 wounds that you have to then roll armor saves. And then your squad is treated as if passed. That's huge. That is a huge characteristic. Now, I don't know how They Shall Know No Fear or Fearless will interact with this. But that's a huge change as well, because that allows you to really take down some of your opponent's models. And there are some cool like psychic tests or things that you can do to decrease their leadership. Cool. I also wonder how Stubborn will affect this. Maybe Stubborn will be you're immune to the minus. That'd be pretty good. Survival, like Dark Angels will have it. Will really help them. Really help them. So those are the rules that I've gone over so far that I've learned so far. There's also rumors like square bases. I don't think that's going to happen. I could be wrong, but I don't see square bases happening. Yeah. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. So summing up, I've heard June 10th, but I'm pretty solid it's June, and there's only 4 weeks in June, 4 Saturdays, and June 10th to me seems to be the date that was really emphasized. And yeah, there's gonna be changes obviously to a way you build armies, more narrative, more fun, more competitive, could be really cool. To the movement phase, no more generic moves. Each model could have its own movement characteristic. Good stuff. Shooting, save modifiers, psychic phase, different ways to deny the witch, and assault. Whoever assaults apparently gets to go first. So cool stuff there. So I really hope you enjoyed this rules roundup of the new 8th edition Warhammer 40K. If you like the video, leave comments in the comment section down below. Subscribe to my channel if you already haven't done so, and let's start a conversation about 8th edition. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm going to definitely do a review on it when it comes out. So stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much for watching this. Stay tuned. Until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting.